Welcome to Champions Code. I'm your host, Kane Swift. Today on Champions Code, imagine discovering that even after winning the fight of your life, you still feel utterly defeated. Today, we unravel the shocking internal battle of Bruce Lee, one that reveals how his greatest limitations weren't imposed by others, but by himself, and how you too can shatter the self-imposed prisons holding you back from greatness. The sweat drips from his brow in a dimly lit Hong Kong backroom. Bruce Lee sits alone, his victory over Wang Jackman feeling hollow. His hands shake not from exhaustion, but from a deeper realization. The traditional martial arts he's mastered have failed him. 3 minutes of combat have exposed every limitation he feared existed. You might think this moment marks defeat. Instead, it ignites the spark that will revolutionize combat arts forever. Picture yourself in 1964 Hong Kong, where tradition reigns supreme and innovation breeds suspicion. Bruce Lee stands at a crossroads. His recent fight has left him questioning everything he knows about martial arts. The traditional forms that once gave him structure now feel like prison bars. Each practiced movement, each ritualistic stance represents a boundary he must break. You see this same struggle in your life, don't you? The comfortable patterns that once served you well, now holding you back from your true potential. Bruce faced this moment with a radical thought. What if everything he'd learned was just a starting point, not the destination? Born in San Francisco, but raised in Hong Kong's bustling streets, Bruce never quite fit in. As a child actor in 20 films, he learned to perform. As a street fighter, he learned to survive. Under Master Yip Man's Wing Chun training, he learned discipline. But something was missing. Each role felt incomplete, like wearing someone else's skin. His early days reveal a restless spirit pushing against every boundary. Watch him move through Hong Kong's narrow alleys, mixing dance with combat, blending street fighting with classical training. Even then, he was breaking rules, creating something new. The traditional masters whispered their disapproval. He didn't care. Success came early in local competitions. His speed and power drew gasps from crowds. But Bruce felt the hollowness in each victory. Traditional techniques worked against traditional opponents. But what about everything else? What about the unpredictable chaos of real combat? The Wang Jackman fight changed everything. Yes, Bruce won, but the victory tasted bitter. 3 minutes of grueling combat left him winded, frustrated, and aware of a profound truth. The martial arts world needed revolution, not tradition, and he would be its revolutionary. In his garage, away from judging eyes, Bruce begins experimenting. The rhythmic thud of fists against leather echoes his determination. He moves differently now. No more rigid forms. No more fixed patterns. His body flows like water, adapting to imaginary attacks from all angles. This is the birth of Jeet Kune Do, the way of the intercepting fist. But the cost of innovation is isolation. Traditional masters label him a heretic. Students whisper about his betrayal of classical forms. Even his decision to teach non-Chinese students draws fierce criticism. Yet in this solitude, Bruce finds his truth. True strength comes not from rigid adherence to tradition, but from the courage to question everything. The American dream proves more nightmare than reality. Hollywood's doors remain firmly shut or barely cracked open for demeaning roles. Bruce refuses to play the stereotypical Asian servant or bumbling sidekick. His martial arts expertise deserves better. Even creating the concept for Kung Fu leads nowhere. The lead role goes to a white actor instead. But watch closely. See how Bruce transforms rejection into fuel. When Hollywood says no, he returns to Hong Kong. His films, The Big Boss and Fist of Fury, shatter box office records. He doesn't just act in these movies, he revolutionizes action cinema. Every fight scene pulses with his philosophy of fluid movement, practical combat, and raw emotional power. If you're enjoying Champions Code, please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code for our free 7-day email course, The Champion's Edge. Learn the elite mindset of warriors like Jordan and Phelps to intelligently outperform. Now, back to the episode. This isn't just poetry. It's a battle cry against rigidity in all its forms. In his training, he incorporates elements from boxing, fencing, and wrestling. He studies kinetics and nutrition. Everything becomes fuel for growth. His marriage to Linda Emery defies both American and Chinese prejudices. Their union, before interracial marriage is legal throughout America, embodies his philosophy: break barriers, question limits, create your own path. Success arrives like a tidal wave. Enter the Dragon promises to be his masterpiece, the bridge between East and West he's always envisioned. But fate has other plans. At 32, Bruce Lee dies from cerebral edema. The world loses not just a martial artist or actor, but a revolutionary thinker at the peak of his powers. Yet death cannot contain his influence. Modern MMA fighters study his techniques. Action stars copy his intensity. But most importantly, his philosophy transcends combat. Every person fighting against artificial limitations carries his spirit. Think about your own boundaries, the ones society placed on you, the ones you've accepted without question. Bruce Lee's greatest lesson wasn't about throwing a perfect punch or mastering a technique. It was about questioning everything, even your own success. Remember that frustrated fighter in the Hong Kong backroom. He could have accepted his victory, continued teaching traditional forms, played by the rules. Instead, he chose revolution. He chose to break every boundary until nothing remained except pure expression of human potential. Today you face your own limitations. Some are real, most are imaginary. Bruce Lee's life poses one essential question: what boundaries will you break? Not tomorrow, not someday, now. The limits you perceive are but a mirage. Shatter them, and your true self emerges. Like water, you can adapt, flow, and break through any barrier, but only if you're willing to question everything, especially your victories. This isn't about becoming a martial artist. It's about becoming fully yourself. Bruce Lee's legacy isn't in his movies or fighting style. It's in the courage to look at success and still ask, what if there's more? What if everything I know is just the beginning? Your journey starts with that same question. What boundaries are you ready to break? On the next episode of Champions Code. After Bruce Lee shattered limitations, imagine a world where one man made effortless mastery his playground. The secret behind Roger Federer's grace. Next week, we step onto the court to unravel the true power of resilience in our new theme, tennis. Please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code, or follow the pinned link to get our free 7-day email course, The Champion's Edge. 7 days, 7 champion habits. Train your mind like an Olympian and outmaneuver competitors while putting in less effort. Click the video that just popped up to watch the next one in this series. Or for episode summaries, behind-the-scenes info, and more, go to daily8.com/cc. Thanks for watching.